Bryant, one of the co-advisors alongside Jessica Voorhees. I would first like to congratulate our new inductees on this wonderful accomplishment. Tonight, 109 of our Stimson students will enter a club dedicated to cultivating young leaders and positive citizens of the South Huntington community. Another 30 of our students will welcome them and pass on the tradition of the National Junior Honor Society. Throughout this ceremony, we will have several of our current members explain what it means to be a member of this nationally recognized club and what it takes to be a positive member of our community and society. As co-advisors, Mrs. Voorhees and I would like to thank Mr. Modeleski, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Robolino, and the students who volunteered to perform this evening. We would also like to thank Dr. D'Elia and the members of the board and cabinet for their continued support. And thank you to parents, families, and friends for joining us for this special evening. I hope you enjoyed tonight's ceremony. Congratulations to all of the inductees. We are so proud of you all.
Good evening. My name is Jack O'Connor. I am the president of Stimson chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. I would like to welcome you to this year's induction ceremony. Will the members of the 7th grade choir please take your places on the risers?
Hello, my name is Katie Portillo, and I am the Secretary of the Stimson National Junior Honor Society. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing after, as elected members of the Stimson 7th grade chorus, sing the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Sansada, Dr. Dalia, Mr. Ciapetta, Dr. Murphy, Mr. Smith, Dr. Senamore, welcome. I'd also like to welcome this evening the rest of the Cabinet and the Board of Education. Thank you, families, for joining us this evening. I want to start by congratulating all of our new National Junior Honor Society inductees this evening. Tonight is obviously a celebration of our students' hard work, but it's also, more importantly, the recognition of their resilience. The path you all took to get to this moment probably wasn't perfectly straight and smooth. You most likely encountered obstacles along your journey. Finding time to write the essay, making sure that community service was signed off perfectly, making sure that application was in on time, all obstacles. But you found ways to overcome your obstacles, and believe it or not, you're much better off for that. Obstacles and challenges are very important for life. And actually, they're very important for our development. They actually help us. One of the first major obstacles I faced in my life happened to be in middle school. I went to middle school in Queens in the late 1900s. I know I'm that old. Your parents, probably feel a little bit of the shock when I say it that way. Anyway, when I was in 8th grade, around this time of year, I was horsing around with my friends during lunch. And in those days, we ate lunch in the classroom. I was goofing around with 2 other boys, and I accidentally bumped into my teacher's desk and knocked over all of the stuff on her desk. Now, a desk to a teacher is like a shrine. And so the fact that I did that, I knew I was going to get in trouble. Here's the problem. This was Mrs. G's desk, and this was Mrs. G's class. I love Mrs. G. I still love Mrs. G. She was an awesome science teacher, and someone that I truly looked up to. I wanted to be a scientist, and I was lucky to spend a little bit of time as a scientist in my career. And I thought how cool it was that she got to do it. And she was that first teacher that gave me that spark of, oh, I can do that. She was the first one. And so I bumped into Mrs. G's desk. So this was one of those frozen in time moments for me. As soon as I bumped into her desk, I saw those pictures and all those knickknacks fall to the floor and shatter into 1,000 pieces. I was wide-eyed, scared, and totally beside myself. Being 8th grade boys, the other boys and I, we just quickly picked it all up, we put it back on the desk. It looked terrible. But the lunch monitor didn't see anything. She didn't hear anything. She didn't say anything. So we tried to cover it up. Here's the thing about Mrs. G. She was a great teacher. But she was strict. You didn't really want to get on her bad side because you'd feel it. In those days, I mean really feel it, like a ruler on the knuckles kind of feel it. Like not the best kind of feeling. So besides being slightly afraid of Mrs. G, I also really admired her as a person. I respected her, and I didn't want to disappoint her. It had me in a complete tizzy. So the bell rang. Mrs. G entered with her usual, "Hello class, I hope your lunch was good, please take out." And then she saw her desk. She literally stopped, didn't say a word, and her head turned towards all of us. And I swear when she turned, it was like one of those 180-degree turns, like in The Exorcist. Could have sworn it at that time. She said 3 words. Who did this? I'm in my 40s and I still get a shiver from that. She followed up with, and this is such a teacher move, "I won't ask a second time." I gulped. The boys that I had been fooling around with looked at each other, kind of figuring out what to do in that split second. And then all of a sudden, one of the boys raised his hands, and he said, "I did it. It was my friend John." But I know John didn't do it. John also wasn't the brightest bulb, you know? I think he actually thought he did it because we were just goofing around. For a split second, I thought I was in the clear. Then a little voice in my head chimed up and said, "You did it. Why are you letting John take the blame?" I tried my best to shush the voice. Louder now. "You did it, Michael Duggan." John was called up, and he was standing in front of the towering Mrs. G. Her face started to turn from a peach to like a steaming tomato color. I swear I saw steam. John was about to get it. Then I took a deep breath, and I knew what I had to do. I raised my hand, and I said to Mrs. G, "It wasn't John, it was me. I bumped into your desk, and I knocked over all of your stuff." Mrs. G's eyes turned towards me, now yellow and glowing. "John," she said, "is that true?" John didn't know what to do. Again, not the brightest kid. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders, like he really didn't know what was going on. Then he said, "Yes." So I walked up and I apologized, and I got in a lot of trouble. But I did the right thing. And that's the point of my little story tonight. Even though I knew it would be hard, even though I knew I would be afraid, I had to do the right thing. I had to face and overcome my challenge. I spent a lot of time in that school. In fact, that building was a 1st grade through 8th grade. I spent hundreds of hours in that building. Yet I only remember one afternoon in that entire time. I remember it because of my obstacle. It made me stronger. It actually made me a better person. Obstacles are very important for our development. They remind us how to reach our goals. Obstacles, you're going to learn this in life, they're meant to be pushed. Push them. Push them hard. Push them out of your way. You overcame tons of obstacles to even get here tonight. The National Junior Honor Society is more than just a simple academic honor. NJHS is unique in how it prepares students for the next major steps in their lives. It helps show you that being a problem solver is one of the most important characteristics one can have. I think one of the keys to success in life is having resiliency, especially in times when life gets hard. You have shown this resiliency, and I'm confident that you will all continue to grow with the proper mindset. Use this moment as one of the first steps onto greatness. For some of you, it will be high school, then it's going to be college and career and a life. But use this moment as that first step. On behalf of Mrs. Voorhees and Ms. Wywanek, we want you to know that we are very proud of you and the work that you've done so far this year. We salute your achievement. I thank you and I congratulate you. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello, my name is Miles Berman, and I'm the treasurer of the Stimson National Junior Honor Society. Our organization is more than just an honor roll. The Honor Society has many rules for membership, which are based on a student's outstanding performance in the areas of scholarship, service, leadership, character, and citizenship. These characteristics have been associated with membership in this organization since its beginning in 1929. The membership into the Stimson chapter of the NJHS has been earned by effective demonstration of these 5 qualities held in high esteem by the Society. 5 of our members will now review these qualities for the candidates.
Hello, my name is Michael Eastwood. I will explain scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the last benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the light illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Hello, my name is Ethan Ewart, and I'll explain citizenship. Citizenship is vital to the strength of our country. It requires effort and commitment. Without it, there would be a lack of democracy. In the words of John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. It is the willingness of each person to participate responsibly in the affairs that govern America.
Hello, my name is Haley West. I will explain service. Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Ernest Kine and I will explain leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrificing willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, and thus this is a substantive charge to each of our members and to the candidates.
Hello, my name is Ella Brenner and I will explain character. Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality and personality. Without it, no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character which guides one throughout life and, when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of striving daily to make the right choice. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, sincerity, and respect, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
My name is Amy Hale. As current members of the Stimson National Junior Honor Society, it is our goal to strive for excellence in our school and our community while upholding the 5 pillars of scholarship, citizenship, service, leadership, and character. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected to carry on this tradition. These students have successfully completed their candidacy and are inducted as new members of our chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests today, we hope that this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence we maintain as members of our nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program.
At this point, our current members will introduce our newest members. Each individual will receive a certificate and a pin. Please feel free to take pictures, but please hold all applause till the end.
My name is Kayla White. Congratulations to Maria Arrow McIntosh, Riley Companion, Valerie Ponce, Naveen Zahid, Lanaya Bawani, Sophia Bonsignor Flanagan.
Hello, my name is Annie Deviney. Congratulations to Charlotte Brosnan, Madeline Bush, Ava Campagna, Sophia Canales, Emma Castellanos Hernandez, and Janelise Castro. Camila Ramirez, Eva Rosales, Fiorella Segnari, Samantha Escrito, Chris Humana Moran, and Kaden Yonkers. Hello, my name is Taylor Emerald. Congratulations to Antonio Alvarez, Lucas Atkins, Harrison Bastow, Daniela Rosado, Lila Bohan, and Alexander Brunner. My name is Darlene Rosales. Congratulations to Madison Brunner, Lisa Chaudhry, Stanley Chen, Gabriel Kioski, Mae Connolly, Cooper Daniels.
My name is Angelo Galindo. Congratulations to Luke DeMarinas, Ryan Dean, Daniel DePaulo, Chase Devine, Olivia Dillon, and Matthew Fazio.
My name is Katie O'Brien. Congratulations to Elena Farrar, Madeline Fisher, Connor Flanagan, Lucas Flores, Amy Gerardo Mejia, Sophia Giardina.
My name is Zarar Ahmed. Congratulations to Nicholas Guarini, Robert Haffen, Holden Hellstein, Isabella Henderson, Michael Hendrickson, and Oliver Hill Mendezabal.
My name is Rosie Stuyvesant. Congratulations to Riley Holzweiss, Gabriel Hubino, Brianna Ayazeta, Ashika Jaminet, and Samuel Jimenez. My name is Natalie Newman. Congratulations to Tavon Jones, Hannah Kazin, Xavier Keith, Suleiman Khan, and Musa Khan. My name is Gianna D'Agostino. Congratulations to Jackson King, Olivia Koval, Alexa Kunstler, Zachary Harrison, and John Luca Leontino. My name is Amanda Moffett. Congratulations to Emily Litwin, Logan McPherson, Cassidy McGee, Armand Malik, and Ralph Mandrino. My name is Michael Guard. Congratulations to Owen McLaughlin, Jennifer Mendez-Queller, Vincent Mones, Lillian Montana, and Milan Montour. My name is Mackenzie McGuire. Congratulations to Ryder Musler, Ethan Nagar, Connor Neary, Ryan Nodell, and Katie Ochoa-Munoz.
My name is Olivia Tintera. Congratulations to Christopher Ortega Benjabar, Aiden Pape, Jake Perillo, Michaela Peterson, Brian Rinkel.
My name is Frank Cavallone. Congratulations to Amanda Ratchford, Adriana Rivas, Grace Rotella, Lucas Ryan, and Liam Sanborn.
My name is Connor Olmstead. Congratulations to Maeve Sharp, Rebecca Sharp, Chase Smullian, Kieran Tardu, and Andrea Texera.
My name is Simeon Trubin. Congratulations to Ryan Trubin, Sophia Valley, Brian Velasquez Losa, Andrew Verdi, and Daniel Wilson.
Olivia Young, and Charlotte Zinn.
Hello, my name is Maya Rouser, and I am Vice President of the Stimson National Junior Honor Society. Will all current members stand and new inductees stand? New inductees, repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high standards of the National Junior Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And I will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, citizenship, and character. Please be seated.
Congratulations. Each student present here tonight is now a fellow member of Stimson's branch of the National Junior Honor Society. Be excited about what the future holds for you next year and the years after. The best part of being a member of the National Junior Honor Society is that we do not just gain community service hours because it is a requirement. We genuinely care about the people of our school and our community. We have all created rewarding memories from our experience with National Junior Honor Society, and I hope you will also. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much for your attendance here this evening. We congratulate our new members, but we know they wouldn't be here without the support and devotion of everyone in this room. Please feel free to take pictures in front of the candles after the ceremony ends. We have provided refreshments that are located in the South Cafeteria. Before getting out of your seats, though, please allow our members to exit. Chamber Orchestra, if you want to, or the orchestra, if you want to retake your spots up here. We appreciate you being here tonight. Will all members of the Stimson National Junior Honor Society please stand up?